Today, as part of this entire BMAT series that I've done for the explanation of the test, we're going to talk about how to register for your BMAT test. In the series I've just explained everything that you need to know about the crux of what the BMAT is, but if you want some tactics and when I go through each section and how to score highly, check out this playlist where I've given you a guide for each of the 3 sections of the BMAT. So in this video, all we're going to do is look at the practicalities of how to book the test, and in the next video we're going to look at what to do on test day and what to do about your results. So we're going to look at the 4 key steps for booking your BMAT test, and then at the end I'm going to go through all the most common questions that are asked and go through some solid answers for those. So the first step is to find a test center. Now you might want to check with your school if you're in secondary school, because they might themselves already be a test center. If they're not, you have 2 options. The first is that the school can actually apply themselves to become a test center, and obviously there'll be a test center for GCSEs, A-levels, so can easily make the application and be quite successful with that. In the description below, I've put the link to give to your school if they want to apply, and just remember that the deadline for doing so is about a month before the exam. Alternatively, if that's not an option, there is a global network of test centers worldwide, and you can find the nearest one to you. Again, in the description, I've placed the link for that as well. The second step is that you need to ask your exams officer to register you for the test. Now that requires some basic things such as your name and personal details, your UCAS number for that application, the UK universities and courses that you're applying to, and then any evidence if you require access arrangements, so anything that's going to result in you needing extra time or modifications to the test. And just an important note is that if you're applying for modified papers, the deadline is a month before the BMAT test, so just be aware of that. And if you're applying for extra time, it's about 3 weeks before is your final opportunity to submit that, so just be aware of those dates to make sure you don't miss those. The third step is that you'll get your candidate entry number as proof of registration. So once you've entered for the test, your exam officer will get your registration number. So as proof of registration, your exams officer will get a candidate number which you need to get off them. Your candidate entry number will start with a B followed by 5 digits. Number 4 is then just to get ready for the BMAT. So ensure that you know what to expect from your test day by checking the full details with your individual test center. They'll be able to provide information about the test, including specific location, timings, and what to bring with you on the test day. So I actually have a BMAT preparation guide that you can check out here. Otherwise, let's move on to look at some of the common questions that I get asked about the BMAT. So the first common question that I get is, can my school become a test center? And the answer is yes, as long as they meet the eligibility requirements. And if you want to find out more, like I say, the link is in the description below. Otherwise, as long as they make sure that they submit their application by the deadline, which like I say is about a month before, then they should be okay. Another question I get asked a lot is, can I cancel my test registration and will I get a refund if I do so? Well, this will depend upon the actual test center itself individually and their policy on refunds. Your exam officers can cancel your test on your behalf, but only up to 3 weeks before. And then, like I say, it's down to the actual individual test center as to whether they will give you a refund. I often also get asked, how do I apply for the access arrangements? So it's really important that you inform the test center as early as possible if you do require any access arrangement. Access arrangements are available if you have a disability or a special requirement and you are entitled to support for other exams. Examples of access arrangements include, but are not limited to, the use of a laptop or computer, extra time, separate invigilation, enlarged papers, or modified question paper. The test center will ask you for full details of your disability or special requirement. They'll also ask for a copy of your medical evidence and ask that you submit the request for access arrangements if appropriate. Again, if you want more information about that, I've posted another link in the description below for you to access. Finally, I get asked a lot if I cannot afford the fee, is there anything that I can do? I actually made an entire video about this very subject here. If you want to find out more about how to really nail the BMAT and get a really good score, I recommend that you check out this video here. Or if you want some more lessons and kind of some tactics and a revision plan for the BMAT and how to do well in it, I recommend that you check out this playlist here, which goes through a few videos that are going to help you boost your score. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in one of those videos.